Hello, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to you all. As always, thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it over the past couple of years, and you know, helping to support me and what I love to do does help my health quite a bit. So I'm just coming back with these dog tails decoupage toppers. So today I've got the Border Terrier and the Dachshund. And again, I've got the Brilliant Backgrounds paper pad. Now the paper that I want to use on both of my cards, I only have one sheet of, so I'm hoping to be a bit creative, or I might have to change my design for the second card. But let's get started. So I'm going to pop that to the side and that one to the side for a second. And I'm going to bring in a piece of 300 GSM white card, 6x12, and I'm going to score it at 6 inches just to make a normal little 6x6 card. And then we can give that a little burnish down. And then if I bring in my trimmer, that way round, and I'm going to pop this to the 2.5 inch line, and then I'm just going to cut from that 6 inch down, 2.5, 1.5, 5. Let me just double check that, because I'm working on using this topper going across. I might be able to get away with, I've worked it out to be 2.5, but if I can, I would really like to go at 2. So this is when you do all the planning beforehand and then you decide to change it. I'm gonna go at 2. Be fine. So normally on these cards I go a lot narrower, so I'm doing a type of spanner card today. But normally I would do these 1 inch and have a bigger panel in the middle. But because I want that topper to come across, so we're going to end up with our card that's going to have 3 pieces chopped into it like so. So if I grab a gold mirror card, so I need 3 pieces that are going to be mapped for 2x6. So if I take 2 notches off the 6, that means they're all going to be the right length. And then I just need to keep to it, doing those at 2 notches under the 2. And 2 notches under the 2. Okay, and then if I grab, I want the one, right, where's my favourite one at the back? So let's grab that one first of all. And then I want the one with the brown footprints on that looks a bit like wood. It's going to be the last one. Okay. So this one I want on my front sides. So I'm going to cut this at 1 3/4. And I'm not going to get 2 out of that same piece, so I'm just going to cut the second one for the other side. Obviously we'll keep that for another day. And then they need to be 5 3/4 and 5 3/4. And then this one we need 2 inches. Again, well, 1 3/4. So I think I'm going to go that way, and then 5 3/4. So I want to keep the sky in it because this topper has got that bit of sky in it. So I wanted to keep that little bit in. Okay, so those are my layers. So let's go ahead and on. So I just need to go just to the top there. Just not quite hit that fold. Okay, so the glues I'm going to be using on my cardstocks, I'm going to be using the Kalau all-purpose glue, which is alcohol based. I've also got the Kalau tacky glue, which is water based. And because there's the paper on these as well, I'm going to be using the Hunkydory permanent dot pen. So let's go ahead and mat and lay these up. Let's go there. So I'm just going to take that lid down, that might help. Put some dots in the corner. And then the alcohol glue is fine on this paper. It doesn't make it sort of swell up and bubble up as it gets wet. But it also, by using it with the dotty tape pen, I just get that bit of time to get that into place before I press those dots down, and that holds that down while it's gluing. So I'm just making sure I'm spreading that glue around. That's the first piece. Let's do these bits. And there again, all-purpose glue. And apologies about the video last time, for somehow, I'm not quite sure how I managed to do it, but the photo at the front is the photo from the previous video, although the content is correct. I just put the wrong front photo on. So I don't know if you noticed, nobody had said yet, but if you did notice it, that's my error. I did try and go and change it, but it wouldn't let me change the photo, let me change any of the descriptions and all that sort of thing, but I couldn't get it to let me change the photo. So since it's not really affecting anything, just got a nice surprise when you get into it, and then you've got a purple card instead of that one that I did with the stepper. Okay, so now these are all on cardstock. I can go back to my normal glues, so a little bit of tacky on the ends, and then all-purpose in the middles. If you wanted to go a little bit narrower on these, say maybe go down to 1 inch, you probably could do that, as long as you made a sort of connecting piece to go across behind the back of this dog. You know, maybe a piece of acetate, hiding it under the layers, of course. I'd say maybe 2 inches across, and then go the 6 inches across, well, 2 notches under the 6 inches, and you could do it that way and have these narrower sides and the slightly bigger bit of garden in the middle. But since I want to use some of that garden on the other card, this is probably going to be the best scenario for me. So now we've got that going on. So let me just take my scissors even, and trim those pips, quite noticeable on this one. Let's turn it over and do it from the back. There we go. Okay, so we can have our little doggy. I'm going to have him going across there. I'm going to use a little bit of this all-purpose glue. Could raise it up with a foam pad if you wanted to. I'm going to put our little border terrier there. And then you'll see that when that stands up, obviously this is going to set and dry, but that will open away from that other piece. Let's just make sure we get that how we want that to be. Should have put a little bit of tacky on there, but by the time we've got our decoupage on, it should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same as I've done with all of the others. hopefully not ripping his tail off on all of them. But I can pop. Let's just pop it out and pop a little bit in. Just mend that with a little bit of this die cut I was playing with the other day. So just going to pop that on. And I can slot that just behind. And then what I'll do later on is cut that bit of tape away, the excess tape. Let's just go a little bit more careful on these. So I don't lose any legs. So this one and this one here look quite similar. So let's see how they are. Are they the same or are they slightly different? They are slightly different. So we're going to go with that one and then that one. This one there. I think we're going to put that one over there and then all of the little pieces on here. So this border terrier I've been calling Scrappy because my Scrappy was a border terrier Jack Russell cross. So he had the light colouring of a border and the black sort of face and the sort of body of a Jack Russell, really sort of quite stout. But he was a lovely boy. He was a good boy. Alright, so let's just get some shaping in and then put some foam pads on. Might have to just trim those. This one's, the pips do seem to be quite prominent, so just give them a little shape. And little tiny paws. Tiny paws. And let's grab some more foam pads. And I want some scissors. What did I do with those? There they are. I've really enjoyed having this kit out again. So I think what I'll do is, because there is just one more set that I never did anything with yet on video, which I think is the there's like a Doberman, I think it is. And what's the one with it? Is it a German Shepherd maybe? So I will have another play with that one, and then hopefully by that time the magazine will have launched. Although I was a bit naughty yesterday because there is an embossing folder with it, which is quite cute. And I did have a play with it on one of the cards I made yesterday. Not for the video, but you will find it on Pinterest if you wanted to have a little nosy. It's a shaped card. So let's just, these bits are going to be tiny. Let's put that out the way. This is the time consuming bit really. Popping the little pads on. If you wanted to, you could put all the backs on while they're in the actual still in the sheet. Sometimes I do that with the decoupage, but I didn't last time because why didn't I do it last time? Oh, I know why, because I was getting 3 sets of decoupage out of each one, so I really only was putting a little bit of foam tape on because I was only using 2 or 3 of the layers. But if you wanted to do all of the layers, which you could do, I just want to, it's a really generous kit as well. I don't know why, I think it's just the way I am. I just really want to make the most of what I have. So let's just go around, trim these pips. There's that one, there's that one. And this one looks like missed a pregnant belly bump on there, and that way around. And there's the little ball. Scrappy was not a ball player. He liked squeaky toys, but not balls. My sister's little dog Gemma used to be quite good at bringing them back. Poppy and Pippin, no interest whatsoever. Okay, so we've got all those on. So let's go ahead and see. You can see that's quite sturdy now. And I didn't get any inserts with this. I have got the trim me pad if I want to put one in. Alternatively, there was another doggy kit the year before, I think. Porcelain Portraits, I think it was called, and that, oops, that had some foiled inserts with it. So, and I bought that kit because I love it, and I do love it. I don't think I've ever made a thing with it because it's so nice. If it's something with a dog on, I'm quite happy to keep it forever. Which is why I have the little book from the dog's life. I think I have the kit. I think I've made 1 or 2 cards out of it though for people. I think there was a pug in there. And one of the girls I work with had a pug. So I made her a pug card, which she was over the moon about. She had 3 pugs. She would have had more if her husband didn't stop her. She was a good egg. She was a nice lady. Her name was Rose. Well, is Rose. Still is Rose. She was an American lady. Right, okay, so we're nearly there with this, just popping these on. I'm probably going to use the sentiment from this one and some gold gems, I think, because they're going to go really, stand out really nice against this brown. Turn this around for his little feet. Here we go. So that is all the decoupage. Let's grab some gems. So just going back to these ones, trying to use them up. I have these little triangle trays. And we'll go to my other glue bottle for these. I think I'm going to go there. Three there. Oops. So what? One. That one's about the same size, is it not? Yep. So I'm not doing the paw thing today. I'm going to do that every time. Although you could with this kit, it wouldn't be. It would look nice on all of the cards. Oops. You need to stay, my friend. Yep. Let's turn that around and get those lined up nicely. So it is clear glue, so it does it dries clear. There we go. So we've got 6. I think we just need one more. And I'm just going to come down here for this one. That. There we go, it's a bit better. Like I say, it does dry clear, so it's not a problem. Let's pop those to the side and that because I will need it. And then it's your birthday, have a ball is the sentiment on this one. I think I'm going to go around about there. I grab those scissors again. And I'm going 1mm again, just keeping it all the same. There we go. It's your birthday. Have a ball. Turn it around a little bit. There we go. It's a bit better. But that is our first card. So it does stand. You will see that little bit of separation when it's standing. So you've got that little bit of scene in the background. But that is card number 1. And I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've got another piece of that 6x12. And I've already just scored it at 6 inches. So I'm going to bring in my cutting, my trimmer. And I'm going to put the score line at 4 inches. Now let's do it that way. It's going to make. No, let's do it this way. So I'm going to do it at 2 inches. So I'm just going to get 2 inches off that end. So now we're going to have that shortened card like so. I'm not quite sure whether there's a dimple in it, but by the time it's covered up, it's not going to be a problem. But I'm going to take this 2-inch piece and I'm going to cut it at 4.5. So we'll get rid of that one. We'll keep that there for a second, but I'm just going to quickly just bring my trimmer in, and on this piece that I've cut at 4.5, I'm just going to score at the 4-inch mark. Okay, just to make a little glue tab basically. There we go. Right. And do you all want to assemble this first, and then yeah, let's put that away a second. Let's assemble this. What I'm going to do is grab my pencil and I'm going to line this up with my map so you can see I've got 1 to 6, and then just where that 2 and 4 inches, just going to put little pencil marks that I know round about where my piece has to go. And then if I use my little burnishing tool to burnish that down nicely. And use a little bit of this red liner tape, super sticky. And I can just pop some tacky glue on there as well. And then what I'm going to do is just butt this up to those marks, just pop it sort of in the middle, and then fold that over. I'm hoping that's gone straight. Looks pretty straight. Okay, so this is the card that I've got. Okay, so you could pop a piece of 6x6 mirror, mat and layer that there. I'm not going to mat and layer the whole thing because I'm probably going to put an insert in at a later date, but not today. Yeah, not today because I haven't got any birthdays in gold, unless I use one of those ones from them. Yeah, that's what I'll do later on. So I'll use one of those foiled ones from the porcelain portraits in there later, but I'll just cut mat and layer that one later on. So I'm going to cut a piece to go here, which is going to be 2 inches because that's what we've cut away. I'm also going to need a piece to mat and layer here, and then there's going to be a piece to mat and layer here, 4x6. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you too much. If you wanted to just do the whole thing, then you know you can do, it's not a problem. I just wanted to do it slightly differently because I still wanted that insert to be in there. Okay, so I'm going to start with this front piece. So we know it's going to be 2 notches under the 6 because that is how long our card is, so everything has to be that length. And then if I take this to 2 notches under the 4, that one's going to fit nicely onto the front. And then this should be, it's just over 2, but I'm just going to take that to 2. And then what that should do then is, it's going to hide my workings for a start, but it's going to take that pretty much nearly to that edge. So you're still going to have that bit of a white gap there. If I turn that around, you're still going to have a bit of a white gap there, but it's not huge. If I did it at 2 notches under the 2, you're looking at a big gap, like, you know, bit like that more or less. So I didn't want that. So that's at 2, which is a little bit unusual, but it's going to work. Okay. So our little Dachshund or Doxy, she's got this, I'm calling her a she, I don't know if it's a she or a he, can't see any bits, so it must be a she. You got this lovely picket fence and the sort of country gardens in the back, so this is why I wanted to pick this one to go on this card. And I want the picture to be on this left hand side. I'm not doing it on this, I'm doing one of the pretty papers on that side. So I'm going to cut this to 3 3/4, and this time I don't really want as much of the sky, so I'm going to go to 5 3/4. So we're sort of at that low. Let me just bring her in. Oh, just popping her out. You know, she is quite low down, so she's going to come across sort of like so. Okay. So I think what I'll do is use this piece here. I'm going to cut it down to 5 3/4. I do like this paper. This floral is pretty. And then this one needs to be 2 notches under the 2. And that's going to go on that piece in there, like so. Get rid of that one. And then I've got a little leftover piece here. I just need to do a piece for here. And this is 4x2, so if I turn that around that way, because that edge is cut rough, I think I've been doing some die cutting out of that. So this is 2 notches under the 2, 2 notches under the 4, and that should fit onto there quite nicely. And then I'm just going to come in, I think I'll use that brown. I'm not going to see a lot of it because we're going to have our dog there, or I could come across with some more of these flowers, because I have got a little piece there that would, yeah, I would use that. So let's pick the flower side. We're going to go 1 3/4. Haven't measured it. I'm hoping it's going to be 3 3/4. Perfect. So we're going to have our little dog on the end. So like I say, it's just a bit of floral, just a bit of contrast for that piece really. You could, if you wanted to, just use a piece of adorable scoreable. Then maybe in something like a blue because you've got the sky, or maybe in a pink. But you know, that's up to you. Okay, so let's do this piece first of all, remembering putting the glue on the house side, because I'm using the pattern side on this little piece. A little bit of all-purpose. And then we'll turn that over so we've got the right side. Sometimes these glue dots do stick down faster than you want them to, but they are quite good at kind of floating a little bit. You know, in not sticking down permanently straight away, which is great. So this one we're going on the floral side. And then again with these. So all I'm going to do is just mat and lay these up. And I'm going to open a new section on my Pinterest page, which is going to be cards made in 2025. I am going to include these on that, even though strictly they're a 2004 kit. But I was sort of adding up roughly to see how many cards I made last year, and it was over 1,000, only just over 1,000. I think it's somewhere around about 2020, 2024, something like that. It would be weird if it was the exact year. It's difficult to say because some of the dotty design ones I do, when I put them on Pinterest, I put them in their groups. So instead of like one photo of a card, there are the 3 cards in the set there. So and then there's some which come with a booklet, which are 6 cards in a set. So they are difficult for me to tot up because there's quite a few of them. There's 118 posts, I think, in dotty design. And although I did start out doing them separately, it just got a bit quicker to do the whole, and it made sense to do the whole sets together so that people could see the whole set. And then obviously there's other little ones that I did as well. I did a couple of Tracy Hay cards. I did a Spellbinder one, did a Crafter's Companion, a couple of odd ones here and there, not huge amounts. So yeah, so I think I'm going to say 2024 is going to be the number to beat, but I'm not sure if it was exactly that number, I have to be honest, but it was somewhere around there. But I was quite proud of that, especially seeing as, you know, the majority of them, probably maybe about 50 of them didn't, but the majority of them all went to charities. So I was quite pleased with that. I was chuffed, really chuffed. Okay, then we've got our beautiful little doxy here, and I think just pop a little bit of there. Actually, just noticed a rather annoying pip. I'm hoping I've got that glue in the right place, but it should. right there. So we've got a little bit of glue here, but if I just use my glue eraser, temptation just to call it a glue rubber is so much, because that's generally what we call erasers here, is a rubber or a rubber eraser. But I know in America that's a completely different thing. That's the only reason I know that is from watching Grease. But there you go, you know, the musical film. Right, let's pop all of these little doggies out. These two look the same. This one's got a really fine tail. Let's see. Are you two the same? You both look the same. Oh, you've lost a leg there, that's fine. But that could easily be a topper on its own. Oh, we've got another one here, look. Again, this could be a topper on its own, so you could get loads out of this kit. I think it's just popping it out. So that would be the next one. I'm going to keep that with that one because it's going to look a bit strange without the flowers. And then I'm going to pop you there. This one's got quite a few layers on it, to be honest, more than the other one, I think. And then we've got you, and then you can go over there, and then we'll have your beautiful head over here. We'll have your little leg. We have a bit of grass. We have a boot, the snoot to boot, snoot to boot even, not if you want to be booping dog snoots. Not only is that cruel, I'm pretty sure it's legal in most countries. And there's these little ears, and then we've got a sentiment which says, hope today is as precious as you. Not quite sure where that's going yet. Let's pop that to the side. So those are our second dogs, so we'll put those away. Let's just do these. Pips. It's fine. It's fine. This little head's got a few on. Cute little leg. And these sort of little legs and things that you've got coming off here, they would be perfect if you wanted to do a card where like I did before with the tiger, where you want the sort of, in that one I did the tiger coming out of the frame. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Pop that over. So if you've got a frame, so I did put a load of these away, but let's say for example one of these frames that you've not used from the kit, so we could pop that behind there. Obviously I wouldn't have the greenery, and then this one here, if I pop that foot behind, come on now, play the game, and then decoupage his foot over, he automatically looks like he's coming out of that picture. So you've got that option, and you could use that on the other dog if you wanted to. Obviously, you know, you divide it up however you want to. Right, so let's grab some foam pads. Now this dog is quite skinny but long, and I haven't shaped him yet, or her. I think we agreed it was a her. And just quickly pop all of these on. And this type of card is called a fun fold. just in case you were wondering. From what I found on Pinterest, I think that's just the only name that I found for it. Whereas the other card, the first card I did, that can be called a spanner or a bridge card. Like I say, normally those sides on the bridge card are a lot narrower. I suppose if you're doing a bigger card it wouldn't make a difference. If you're doing like an 8x8 or something, 2 inches off each side would still look quite thin. But yeah, I've seen quite a few nice different cards about there lately. You know what it's like sometimes when you're searching for things you find nothing, and then other days when you're looking for something else loads of other things come up, you know. So you know, I do try and keep it interesting, but you have to fit it in with the actual toppers and things. So yes, it's interesting. But the next topper that I'm going to play with, the ones that I'm going to do next, the Doberman one, I think they are shaped toppers like these. So actually I think one is shaped and one is not. One is like, you know, like a square base. I think I'm going to leave those little paws off this time. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a shape. Dachshunds always look a bit worried, don't they? Apart from the one I see on Facebook, there's usually wearing superhero costumes. My sister wants one of these Dachshunds. Actually, I'm just going to pop another pad there because I just feel like there's nothing there. Yeah. I just really want to have another Scotty before I die. At least one. Although at one point I did want 3 or 4. I wouldn't mind 4. 4 dogs again, as long as they all got on. What's this from then? It's not from that other one, is it? Let's have a little look. No, I think it is. Look, that goes on there. We'll pop that on there in a minute. So let's keep that to the side. Didn't realise. Just saw the greenery and thought it was this one. Yeah, so yeah, the reason why I wanted 3 Scotties is because I wanted a white one, a black one and a brindle one. So a brindle is sort of a browny one. But I really would love a white one as well. I think if I had a choice I'd have a brindle one. There's a place on Facebook that sometimes I follow, well I am following, sometimes it comes up and sometimes doesn't. I think it's called Westcott Acres, and they are like Scotty breeders, and they do lots of videos of their puppies, how they sort of socialise them before they come home and, you know, come to your house, and they're just gorgeous. They just really are. And they have them in sort of ball pits. They have a little ball pit room for them. But recently they got a little brindle. Let's say recently, it was a couple of years ago, and I think she's had a litter now. But you sort of got to see her growing up, whereas before you just see the puppies, and then obviously they get to a certain age and then they go to new homes. But her, you got to see her, I think her name is Guinevere. But you got to see her sort of grow up and then turn into a mum herself. And like if they have more than one litter at a time, you know, so they've got a couple of dogs, if they do have more than one litter at a time, sometimes they all play together. It's so cute. It's just lovely. Well, I could watch puppies all day. Let's go in that way around. Big old flop here. There we go. So we've got our little floppy here. I think that's going to get lost in there. Lost there. I think I'm going to go down the bottom here with this one. Let's just grab a piece of that 1mm foam pad. Just going to pop that on. And over. We'll go down here. There we go. And then for some gems, we could go with some black ones. Maybe they would really show up against that paper. Just go with some of these smaller ones. Swap. What I'm going to do is just give this a little bit of a flex because it's just drying a little bit. You can just see it curling a little bit, so if I just flex that back, it's going to be better. Okay, so let's just go one, two, and three. That's all I'm going to do here. I think that's going to be enough. I think you need something a bit bolder to stand out here. It could be, you know, one of the glitter gems would look lovely, because that would have enough of a sparkle to draw your eye in. So that is card number 2. Obviously, like I said, I am gonna put another piece of gold here and then mat that insert on there in the inside, so it will be a normal card and it will look finished rather than just have that sort of weird section on the side. And also it just feels, because we've got that extra cardstock there, so you've got your gold mirror card on there, it just feels a bit stronger here and a bit weaker here. And obviously the front is the same as this side bit, so it does need it, to be honest, in my honest opinion. But that is card number 2, like I say, a little fun fold. And you could even come in with another layer over the top if you wanted to come in with a piece of a 2x6, maybe put a 1/2 inch tab on. And so it's just popping up a little bit there. So and then you could have another little layer there. Another thing you could do is, let's say maybe you had some dog pictures that you wanted to carry around, maybe you got a new puppy. What you could do in there is put some thin card pages, and maybe have that as a little photo album that you can take about with you, or you know, if you wanted to show people. Okay, let me bring this one back, and then we're just going to put this little bit of grass on, because if I don't, it's going to wander. My little tweezers. I'm just going to pop that on there, like so. Not going to make a huge difference, but it's just an extra layer, just to add that little bit. So there again, we've got our little spanner card. We've got our fun fold. So that's it for today. So those were the Border Terriers and the Dachshund. Okay, that's it for me with this video today. Next time, like I say, coming back with the last set on here that I've never played with on video before. So I will just do that just while I'm getting set up with the magazine kit to play with, because that is gorgeous and I will be playing with all of it until it's done. But I just wanted to say again, like I always do, I really do appreciate the support and the time you guys take to watch my channel, so thank you so much for that. But I will be back next time, and until then, happy crafting. Bye.